We continue the pregnancy conversation right now, looking into the importance of dairy in pregnancy with CLOVER NOLAC.
Made with love by CLOVER.
If you have a bun in the oven or working around family planning, then you are probably doing all that you can to promote a healthy pregnancy and safe motherhood. One of those factors includes diet, and the consumption of dairy has become a grey area for most expectant moms who are not sure whether it's safe to consume dairy or who might suffer from lactose intolerance. Registered Dietician Kim Hofmann is here to help us gain some clarity when it comes to this conversation. A good morning to you and welcome to the show, Kim.
Thank you very much.
We live in a world where it's overloaded with information, and expectant moms, the first thing that they want to do is carry well and do it, safely and healthy. But one of the gray areas that we've mentioned is the consumption of dairy in our diet. What are the precautions that need to be taken around this?
Okay, the first thing to remember is it's safe to drink dairy or have dairy during pregnancy. There's just a couple of cheeses and dairy products that we do need to avoid if women are pregnant. And that is, firstly, your milk has to be pasteurized. That is an absolute importance because milk can contain bacteria that can poison, cause us to have food poisoning. And we don't want that in the pregnancy. So just check that it's pasteurized. Generally, if you're getting it from the shops, it is pasteurized, and you'll always see it on the box. So just if you're getting it from a farm or a source like that, then just to be aware of that. And the second one, there are two cheeses that we need to avoid. The first one is your mold-ripened cheeses that have a white coating, like your brie and your camembert.
Oh, I see.
Yes, and then also the soft blue-veined cheeses. They can contain the listeria bacteria, which is very dangerous, can cause miscarriages, stillbirths, and be very harmful to the unborn baby.
Wow, so it can become quite dangerous if you consume the wrong type of dairy.
Yes, all because of these bacteria that could possibly be in the cheeses. Just remember that if you cook the cheeses thoroughly, then those bacteria are destroyed and then it can be eaten.
What are some of the benefits when it comes to eating dairy or including dairy in our diet?
Dairy is an amazing source of both calcium and protein, as well as many other vitamins and minerals that are essential for the unborn baby's development of their bones and their teeth, their muscles, their nerves. To ensure that those are formed properly, we need those nutrients, and milk is just a fantastic source of those nutrients.
And for the mothers that are lactose intolerant, when is it too early or too late to introduce dairy in their diet?
So they can introduce dairy straight away. The problem is they just can't go for the normal dairy. They'll know if they're lactose intolerant. They would have been before the pregnancy. It's not caused by the pregnancy.
Oh, so you can go back into dairy if you want to get into it and include in your diet.
Yeah, but you should choose the lactose-free dairy then, because when you're lactose intolerant, you don't have enough of the enzyme to digest that lactose, the sugar that's in the milk. And so the lactose-free dairy contains that enzyme in the actual product. So that digestion happens before you even drink the milk or eat the yogurt. And so the lactose-free products are absolutely safe to use and can be used by pregnant women.
Such as the CLOVER NOLAC. What is kind of an example of the perfect size, the serving size, when it comes to consuming dairy as a pregnant woman?
Okay, so we need about 1,000 milligrams of calcium when it comes to pregnancy, and that equates to about 3 or 4 servings of dairy. It's about a cup of milk or a cup of yogurt or about 30 grams or matchbox size of cheese. So examples to add it in is if you're making a porridge, make it with milk or mass, not with water. Have that cup of yogurt as a snack. Your unsweetened evaporated milk is a great one to add to like mashed potatoes and your fruit smoothies if you're making them. The unsweetened evaporated milk actually contains double the amount of calcium as does milk, so it's a lovely one to use. If you're doing a casserole, just sprinkle some cheese over. And then have a flavoured milk you flavour it with like a teaspoon of hot chocolate or something before you go to bed.
Those sound delicious.
So easy way to bring in 3 to 4 portions of dairy a day.
I love that. I love those menu ideas. Now, CLOVER NOLAC is enriched with calcium and vitamin D. We all know that for a fact. But how much more of these nutrients do we need in our bodies, especially for pregnant women?
Okay, so calcium is actually quite similar, but the vitamin D we do need a little bit more, about 5 micrograms more than for your normal average person. So it works out to about 20 micrograms. And a cup of milk can contain up to 4.5 micrograms of vitamin D. It is just important to remember that not all milks are fortified with vitamin D. So yes, read the labels, look at the packaging to check, because if you're expecting wanting to get your vitamin D from the milk, then just be aware of that.
So read the labels, everybody. Thank you so much, Kim Hofmann, for coming through and shedding some light on the importance of including dairy in your diet, especially for expectant moms. I know that many of you have had questions, or you're probably Googling. Well, you hear your answers. You have your answers right here. If lactose intolerance is a challenge for you, remember that you can enjoy dairy again with the CLOVER NOLAC lactose-free milk, muss and dairy snack range. This will certainly benefit expectant moms who are having lactose intolerant difficulties.
Made with love by Clover.